This is number 8. Which set shows the correct solution and the graph of the inequality that you see here? So what we need to do is we need to take this inequality and we need to solve for x. Now the first thing that you have to think of is this is almost like an equals. So what you're going to do is just keep up with the sign. The only time this sign should ever change is if you're going to multiply or divide by a negative number, or if you're going to completely switch everything. So if I put the 11 on the left and then move this whole thing, the negative 3 halves x minus 4 to the right, then of course we'd switch the sign as well. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to think about an equation. We always start with adding or subtracting, and we're going to get rid of this negative 4 by doing its inverse, which would be to add 4. What you do to one side, you do to the other. We have negative 3 halves x is less than 15. Next thing you're going to do is we see that we have this negative 3 halves times x. You have two different options. Some of my students like to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which would be negative 2 over 3. For some of my students, they don't like getting the fractions involved, and so I'm going to show you what they like to do. They like to just multiply by this 2, get rid of that denominator. They like to see it this way. Because when you do 2 times this, these 2's would cancel, and you're left with negative 3x is less than 30. And then you say, okay, well now I'm going to divide both sides by this negative 3. Well, whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, it's going to flip your sign. So now I've got x is greater than negative 10. So right here I see two negative 10 graphs. That definitely means these two are out. And now we have to figure out, whenever you're graphing, if there's no equals, it's an open dot, which both of these have. But we want x to be shaded where the numbers are greater than negative 10. So here you'll see that we start at negative 10 and then we shade to where there are the greater numbers going towards those positive numbers. So the correct answer choice on this problem has to be B.